Welcome to Amish Shakil 5858 War and Love Reports. I am Amit Goodman. Tata of India has bought a battery manufacturing plant in uh, England for $1 billion. A company in California said that they will start selling solar power cars from next year. They will be cheap and power of the car will come from the sun. No fossil fuel are involved in the operating this car. In New Zealand, a shooter in a mass shooting killed at least three people and injured many. The same day, there was an inauguration of a Women World Cup tournament. American women football team will play its first match today. The civil war in Sudan is still going on. Both parties are killing each other with bombardment. A case has been filed in Texas in the court against the decision of Supreme Court regarding Roe versus Wade, the abortion case. A pharmaceutical company has been wiped out totally in North Carolina by a tornado. Protesters in Baghdad stormed the Swedish embassy regarding the incident of desecration or burning of a Quran in Stockholm. Russia targeted Odisha again, firing many missiles on the city, killing at least two people, injured dozens, and many buildings were destroyed. Chinese consulate was also damaged by this attack. Iran has expelled Swedish ambassador regarding the incident of burning of Quran in Stockholm. Chinese hackers have hacked the email account of American ambassador in Beijing. New York City agreed to pay $13 million to 1,300 people who were beaten up by the police in 2020. This protest was against the police for the brutal killing of George Floyd. Wall Street and Dow Jones Industries have positive gains, whereas Nasdaq and S&P fell down. The NFL team, Washington Commander, has been sold for $6 billion. Amid the scandals which surround this team, the owner, Mr. Snyder, has been accused of hiding the income of the team and many other malpractices. The new owners are included NBA Magic Johnson. Washington Commanders does not have any good performance record, but the new owner says that they will try to change the culture of the team and try to bring positive changes in the culture in the team. U.S. Army has started an investigation against the private Travis King, who crossed the border of North Korea and went into North Korea. North Korea is saying nothing, is complete silence for last 3 days. But he has threatened that he will use nuclear weapons against his enemies if they don't stop or they don't aggravate the situation by putting lethal weapons right next to the border, in other words, in South Korea and in Sea of Japan. Pentagon spokesperson says they don't know his whereabouts, they don't know his condition, and they don't know where are they holding him. In other words, zero status about him. Secretary of Defense says that they are trying to contact North Korea through United Nations because they don't have any diplomatic relations with North Korea. The private king is from Wisconsin. He had legal trouble while serving in South Korea. Before fleeing to North Korea, he had served 2 months in South Korean prison after declining to pay a fine for damage a police car. Past incidents of American with North Korea don't promise a good end for Private Travis King. In 2016, an American released by South North Korea was died after 2 months. Now, Mr. Biden is talking with his advisor and trying to find a solution for a person and how to get his release. A person who willfully went to the North Korea. That's making a problem more compound. Investigation in Gilgo Beach murder case has been expanded to other states. In Las Vegas, the accused has a property. Then he has a family member has a house in North Carolina, and he owns some property in New Jersey, whereas he owns an apartment in Manhattan. He has been accused of 3 murders, but there are many other unsolved murders in different states. People are looking into all those murders and whose killers have not been found. So far, there are 11 murders, and most of them women were related to the sex industry. The families are looking for the revenge. There are 11 families we are talking about. The wife of accused has filed a divorce case in the court. The accused is a 59-year-old architect with a lot of money and high education. Hazing scandal in Northwestern University is still being investigated by the police. Former football players have filed a lawsuit against Northwestern University regarding this hazing scandal against the football head coach. 17 former members of football team have filed this suit. They are also accused mental torture and sexual violations. Someone has won the $1 billion jackpot on west coast of United States. The Powerball official says that the ticket was bought on the west coast. This is the sixth largest jackpot in the US history. The winning numbers are 7, 10, 11, 13, 24. Powerball also 24. The odd for this Powerball was 1 to 290 million. A convenience store in Los Angeles, Las Palmitas, sold that winning ticket. The new winner or winners will get 560 million lump sums. The winner has 1 year to come forward and claim his prize. A Mega Million drawing will be tomorrow. This worth is $720 million. Mystery is still surrounding in the Alabama woman's missing case. Police are still investigating all the circumstances in which she disappeared and what was happened before her disappearance. After reappearance of this woman, police is still investigating the 49-hour period during which she was disappeared. Police is little suspicious about her abduction story, but her parents are adamant and they say their abductors are still at large. Police must take necessary action to arrest those abductors because they are a threat for public safety. Police is confused, trying to put pieces together. What happened in those 45 hours? According to missing woman, she saw a toddler on the highway, so she made a 911 call and told them about this toddler. Then she says some people with a guy with orange hair came forcibly into her car and abducted him. Then he left and a couple came and they blindfolded her. Then they let her go. Police think this case is still a mystery. That's why they are not bringing up charges against anybody. Kentucky is under a state of emergency following life-threatening flash floods. Kentucky had 10 inches of rain overnight, resulting in hundreds of evacuations of homes. Water rescues are underway in most affected areas. Mayfield was one of that town. There are some other states also facing flood problems. Due to heavy rain, more rain and thunderstorms are predicted for next few days. Now, the other side of the spectrum, the Death Valley is experiencing highest temperature, and to the contrary, the tourists are coming and flooding this area to experience this high temperature. That's something new and strange. Death Valley has become a tourist attraction for last few days now. Authorities are trying to cope with this onslaught of tourists because they have to provide all the necessary precautions which are required during the heat wave. 2 people have died so far in this Death Valley in this summer. In Las Vegas airport, the passenger was stranded in the Delta airline plane, and the temperature inside the cabin was 121 degrees. Many passengers and the crew members fell ill due to the heat. West, southwest, and south have temperature even after sun dusk. After dusk, there is no sun. Temperature of 95 degrees or more. The high temperature are also blamed on concrete buildings and less trees, which make cooling process very slow. That's why in the night they have also high temperatures. Today 77 million people are under heat alert. Besides human, authorities are also very concerned about animals. The heat is affecting them greatly. They are trying to cool them with lots of water and other hydration things. Now, if we look at the world, China, Iran, Southern Europe, West, Southwest America, United States are under heat wave. Now, Japan, South Korea, India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, eastern seaboard of United States are under rain and thunderstorms conditions. The Arab countries are not facing any effect regarding climate change. The places with the heavy rainfall also have a very high speeds winds, which are hampering the rescue efforts. There was a landslide in Bombay, India, which killed 30 people and 80 are still missing. 11 people died in rain-related accidents in Islam. Regarding Hunter Biden case, the IRS whistleblower testified before House committee that they believe that Justice Department interfered in the Hunter Biden's matters. The IRS agent said before House committee that the U.S. Attorney at Delaware didn't go after Mr. Hunter Biden's case aggressively. The Republican House Committee claims that the Department of Justice didn't pursue the Hunter Biden's case seriously, and they let him go off. There are 2 IRS agents who are whistleblowers, and both claim that Hunter Biden got a professional treatment from the Department of Justice due to his relationship with President Mr. Biden. Both agents are working with IRS for more than 14 years. Mr. Hunter Biden is facing tax fraud allegations. Agents believe that Department of Justice interfered in this matter politically, had political intention. Due to Mr. Biden's presence in White House. Republican committee has a full praise for these two agents, and they also praise for their courage. These two agents have provided testimony which shows that government is not treating all taxpayers equally. And the Department of Justice and IRS gave professional treatment to Mr. President's son during criminal investigation into his taxes. Democrat members of this panel believe that the witnesses are credible, but they also say that these investigations were started during the Trump presidential era, which could have some political interference at that time. The lead prosecutor in Delaware, who was appointed by Mr. Trump, lead this investigation. Mr. White, the lead prosecutor, didn't agree with the charges which was recommended to him by these two agents during Trump era, and Mr. White was appointed by Mr. Trump. Mr. Biden has not made any comment about this case. He is trying to stay away far from this matter because of political reasons. White House spokesperson says that President Biden has upheld his commitment that this matter would be handled independently by the Justice Department under the leadership of a Trump-appointed U.S. attorney. This panel hearing will continue for next few more days. Hunter Biden reached plea deal in June with prosecutors for tax-related charges Mr. Trump is facing right now after the investigation of a special counsel, Jack Smith, into January 6 incidents. Attorneys who are familiar with the case, special counsel is looking into 3 federal statutes. They include deprivation of rights under color of law, conspiracy to defraud the U.S., tampering with the witness. According to Mr. Trump, the special counsel has given him 4 days to come to the Washington and respond for the grand jury. But sources close to Trump says that Mr. Trump will not appear before the grand jury, and because he thinks that he has done anything wrong. Republican leader says that this is an illegal weaponization of Justice Department against Mr. Trump, and Mr. Biden's agenda is to throw Mr. Trump out of the 2024 elections. Some Republican leader says that Mr. Trump has done nothing wrong. In fact, he appealed to the people to be peaceful. This is not a crime. Charges against Mr. Trump carry a lengthy prison sentences. Charge of tampering with witness carry 20 years terms of prison. Trump White House aide is expected to testify before grand jury today. He was present in the White House on January 6, 2020. If Trump is found guilty of any of those charges, he could get a lengthy prison sentence, which would highly affect his election campaign for 2024 presidential election. 30 feet to heaven. That is the distance one has to cover to get into heaven. And heaven is America. And you are in Mexico near Rio de Grande. American Border Patrol arrest anybody who try to cross this Rio Grande from the Mexican side. People die during crossing this Rio Grande because they don't get any medical support from American side, which have a barbed wire and many other uh, restrictions regarding movement. People say only good deeds can take you to the heaven and extra effort. Right now, in sweltering heat, people are dehydrating near Rio Grande, and American Border Patrol are not allowing them to drink water or give them water, even though they have barrels of water on their site. This reminds us the incident of Karbala where there was a water blockade. People die because of thirst. Same thing is happening on the Mexican and American border. Both people have a same religion, same culture, same customs, but due to economic reason, they are fall apart. Most of the country in the world make administrative changes, geographical changes on the basis of language, ethnic, religion, customs, and color of skin. Yemen, Saudi Arabia, Somalia, Sudan, Israel, Palestinians, Turkish, Syrians. India has make new provinces with full autonomy. Europe has the administrative region on the basis of race, religion, and language. Same thing is in Pakistan or Iran. The provinces are divided on the basis of language and customs. China and Russia also have same stories. So, why America is excluded from this kind of trade? America must be divided into 4 or 5 regions, or they should be made of 4 or 5 countries. America 1 should be for Christian conservative white Americans. America 2 should be for liberals white Americans. America 3 should be for black Americans. America 4 should be for Latinos. And America 5 should be for all other minorities. That's how America can progress very fast, and it is good for the future of the world also. When there is a calm in America, there is a calm in our world. People look to America for guidance. So I suggest that America should take necessary steps to bifurcate in 5 regions, 5 countries. They should have be a provinces, or they should have be a separate countries, but they must have a full autonomy in all respect. Some